Hello everyone. Alright, so today let's go over our basic warm-ups, and after that I want to do some basic mud stepping. It's exercise from a martial art called Baguazhang, but it's slow and methodical like Tai Chi is, somewhat related. And then after that we'll do circle walking, which is related to mud stepping and also a Bagua exercise. But first, let's do our regular Tai Chi warm-ups. So let's start feet shoulder width and do our beginning movement 3 times. So lift, back, bend, down, repeat, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, bend the knees, sink down to the hip joints, then bend into the left hip joint, bend into the right hip joint, sink, turn, move from the hip joints, keep the knees bent, sink down, feet flat, body upright, relaxed. And start to let the arms swing, relax the shoulders. Okay, a little wider. Bend the knees, shift the weight, feet parallel. Again, as before, you can let your hands guide your hip joints. So you crease one hip joint, open the other. One closes, the other opens. One closes, the other opens. Open and close. Okay, let the arm swing. Try to shift the weight without extending the knee completely, without locking out the knee. Either knee. Keep the knees bent. Shift the weight. Stay grounded. Sink down. Shift the weight. Stay loose. Okay, 2 hands, then push left, in, push right. Do 7 of these. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And when you do these, okay, instead of extending the arms too much, I want you to think about dropping the elbows, and then the hands can float out a little bit more naturally after that, rather than pushing out like this. Let the elbows sink first. You kind of build up a little swinging momentum there, and then the arms can extend afterwards. Okay? Swing, keep the elbows down. Let's say that's 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Now drop the left hand and push with the right. Same thing, elbow down as you extend. Rather than pushing out like this, let the elbow drop and then flow forward. Other side, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, circle the other hand by the ear and then push. 1, circle by the ear, then push. By the ear, push. 2, 2. Still dropping the elbow before you push. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Okay, now circling away, instead of pushing the direction you're turning, push the opposite direction, so you have to rotate the shoulder. Okay, rotate. Okay, and turn left, but the hand pushes right, shoulder rotates. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, good. Now, same movements in a front stance. One foot forward, the other foot back, foot 45 degrees. Start with the hips forward, okay? So not like this, hips forward, back knee bent, and then shift the weight as before. Make sure your hips are opening and closing as you shift the weight. Knees stay bent. Open and close, stay low. Don't push away from the ground. Okay, let the arms swing a little bit, relax. Make sure when you shift forward, that back leg extends, the hip extends, opens up, okay? Back hip opens, the other closes. Okay, then push. So 2 hands. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, drop the front hand. And if you're good, you can drop low, and that hand should brush the knee itself. Okay, so brush the knee, but don't reach for it. Stay upright, body, torso upright, and push. Okay. Back one's a little harder to brush the knee. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Brush the knee. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, now the left hand, the back hand swings up by the ear. Same thing, brush and push. Swing up by the ear, brush, push. By the ear, push. 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, then circle away from where you're turning, opposite direction. Turn right, push left. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, good. Other side. Right foot back. 45 degrees. Step forward with the left. Sink down. Try to get the hips forward first. Front stance. Weights on the front leg. Bend the back knee. Try to sink straight down. Okay, and then you can warm up the hip joints a little bit. They're already warmed up, I'm sure, but make sure that you're bending one and opening the other. Okay, so one closes, one opens. Close, open, close, open. Okay, we'll avoid this type of thing. Both closed is like a squat. Squats are fine, but then you're not moving side to side in a squat. Tai Chi, you want to move fluidly, so one should be opening as the other is closing. Okay. All right, let the arm swing. And push. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, drop one hand, brush knee. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, circle the hand by the ear and push. Hand by the ear, push. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, and then circle away from the body, circle out 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, come close and then push away, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, good. Hold the posture. Left foot back, step out with the right. Right toes up, bend both knees, sit on the one leg, and hold the posture. Count your breaths, watch your breathing. Stay upright. Okay, other side. That time I counted 20 breaths. A little bit longer this time. Okay, left hand out. Remember to relax your shoulders, sink into the stance. If you feel yourself tensing up, getting tired, just try to relax through it. Keep watching your breathing. Okay, good. Now let's do the one-legged posture, golden rooster. So pick up one knee, balance. Okay, good. Other side. Shift the weight. Get your balance first. And then let the left hand and left knee float up as the right sinks down for stability. Okay, good. Now let's stomp the feet a little bit. Practice standing on one leg briefly and then switching the weight, picking up the foot. Should be a little bit unstable when you do this. Practicing being unstable, getting used to it. Okay, good. Now you can shake the legs out a little bit. Okay, so now let's go on to our mud stepping. So mud stepping, a little different than normal Tai Chi stepping. So Tai Chi stepping, we tend to step with the heel and then put the toe down, shift the weight like that. Occasionally we'll step lightly with the toe, place the toe, but we won't put much weight on it. Mud stepping is sort of the opposite. Mud stepping, you want to touch with the toe and then slide onto it. Okay, so I just put a little bit of weight so it matters what kind of shoes you wear, what kind of surface you're on. Okay, you want it too slippery and then you're unstable. But if your shoes are too sticky, then it's hard for you to slide. So you have to put the right amount of pressure against the ground, slide, and then ease yourself into shifting the weight. Okay, so let's practice that. So I'll start back here. You start with your feet together, toes forward, and we're going to walk down the line. Okay, you can have your hands on your hips or in front of you, wherever. Start by bending both knees. And then extend the left toe. Okay, so I point the left toe like that. And now slide forward ever so slightly. Shift the weight. Now as you shift the weight, try to keep the back heel on the ground. Okay, so it's a little bit of a stretch for the calf maybe. And then when your heel starts to come off the ground, that's when you want to pick up the whole foot, pulling the toes back like so, then point. Okay, so I go from toes back to pointed. Okay, and then same thing on the right side. So I shift the weight, slide, shift the weight. Okay, back heel still on the ground. So I try to pick up the whole foot at once while I pull the toe back. Okay, then point the toe, slide, shift, back heel's on the ground, then pick up the toes and heel at the same time. Okay, so I'll go back in the other direction, show you how to turn in a minute. Here, so I point the toe, slide, shift, pick up, balance, point the toe, slide, shift. Pick up the whole foot, toes back, and toes forward, slide, shift, pick up the whole foot, point, slide, shift. Okay, continue. I'll turn around. This next time I'll show you how to turn properly, so you don't have to just turn around like I've been doing. Now I point the toe, left toe, slide, shift, whole foot comes off the ground, point, slide, shift, whole foot off the ground, point. Okay, but in this case, I'm running out of room, so I'm going to turn. So I do what's called a kobu, or a hooking step. Okay. So from here, instead of sliding forward, I want to slide in. Okay, so I turn my foot in, shift the weight onto it, pick up the other heel, pivot. Okay, and now I step back the other direction. I slide, shift, now pick up the whole foot, step, slide, shift, pick up the whole foot. Now this time, I'm going to point the toe, but then curve it in. It's okay if you want to slide the back heel, so your toes end up sort of pigeon-toed, pointing inward. just for the purposes of changing direction. So here's the kobu, or the hook step. So I hook in, then I pick up the other heel, pivot, point the toe, slide, shift, back foot comes off the ground, point, slide, shift, pick up the heel, and then here I'm going to do the kobu. Point the toe, kobu in, okay? And back heel comes off the ground, pivot, slide, shift, whole foot comes off, step, slide, shift, whole foot comes off, kobu, pivot, point the toe, slide, shift, whole foot comes off the ground, point, slide, shift, whole foot comes off the ground, kobu, pivot, slide, shift, whole foot comes off the ground, point the toe, slide, shift, whole foot, kobu. Okay, pivot. So now we go a little bit faster, not breaking it down so much. Okay, so point and slide, shift, up, point, slide and shift, up, kobu, pivot, slide and shift, up, point, slide and shift, kobu, pivot, slide and shift, up, point, slide and shift, up, kobu, slide and shift, up, point, slide and shift, up, point. So notice I pull the toes back and then forward, back, forward. Okay, so toes are back here, and then I point here to here. Toes back, toes forward. Okay, kobu. Okay, one step, back, forward. Okay, toes back, toes forward. Toes back, toes forward. Toes back, toes forward. Shift, toes back, toes forward. Slide. Okay, so see if you can get smoother. Slide, 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 even as you're doing the hook step. Slide, slide. You should stay the same height. So in other words, I step, I shouldn't come up like that. Okay, stay the same height. And you also shouldn't stop, right? Shouldn't look like that. Should stay the same height. Toe touches lightly and ease yourself into that shift. Okay? Ease yourself. Glide, slide forward. Okay? Okay, so once you get that down, then you can try walking on the circle. So for the circle, it's the same basic stepping. It's good to start with a circle center. So what you do is you take your inside hand, okay, usually we start with the left hand, okay, hold your left hand out so that the wrist is over the center of the circle, okay. Now what I want to do is do that same mud stepping thing, but in a circle, okay. So I hold this arm out and I push the other one also forward, both toward the center of the circle. The left wrist is shoulder height, elbow down. Now I'm going to slide forward with that inside foot, okay, always forward with the inside foot, picking up the back foot like I did before, but you're going to do a little bit of a hook step every time, okay. So back foot comes up, point, slide, okay, back foot comes up, point, slide, back foot comes up, point and slide. Okay, now the trick is to keep your wrist over the center. Okay, what I see a lot of with beginners is they're looking at their feet and they forget where their hand is. Their hand starts to get way, way, way over. Okay? Okay, so keep your head over. In order to do that, you have to kind of keep turning a little bit every time. So you have to concentrate on that circle center and just let your feet do the walking rather than looking at your feet all the time. Try to look at the center. Okay, best is to look at your hand and mind the center of the circle in your peripheral vision. Slide, slide. The other thing I see a lot of is people start to get way wide of the circle. They come over here. Okay, that's too far away. Or they get too close. This hook step, they take big hook steps like this, and then they do this kind of step. They turn out their toe too much, and then they hook in, and then suddenly they're really, really close to the circle, and their hand's not over it anymore. Okay, so you have to find the right balance. It should be about 8 steps around the circle. One circle should be about 8 steps, somewhere around there. Walk, slide. Okay. You can switch sides if you want. So from the left side, switch sides, kind of like we did before. So we did a kobu, right? Like before, kobu. And now just push the other hand out toward the center, okay? And then take a step with the left. Okay, so now I'm walking the other direction, pointing the toe, sliding every time. Point the toe, slide. Point the toe, slide. Okay? Point the toe, slide. Shouldn't be any stopping or falling on the foot. Should just glide every time. Legs pretty close together. When you walk here, knees rub together. And for a more meditative approach, you can add some breathing. So every time you slide, you exhale. Right, so exhale. And then as I'm shifting and lifting up the foot, that's when I inhale. So I inhale here, exhale on the slide. Inhale here, exhale on the slide. Inhale, exhale. 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 Okay. Okay, and when your arm gets tired, then just switch sides. Okay, all right, hope you enjoyed this practice.